Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I have a whole table full, it seems, of Tarte products for us to look at. I feel like the Rainforest is going to come demanding back their Amazonian clay. I have so large of a portion of here. We are going to start today with the Tarte Rainforest Temptations Amazonian Clay Eye and Cheek Palette, as well as the Tartelette Blush in Bloom Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette, and the limited edition Maracuja Juicy Lip Gloss. We got it all up here. It's all new from Tarte. The one thing I did not pick up that is old but new again, and that is the kind of the OG cheek stain from Tarte. That's also re-released as well, which if you have been with Tarte for a while you will remember, and that has been re-released. So if that was a product you liked in days gone by, you might want to pick that up. But everything in front of me now is new and new shades, but though it's new, it definitely has that Tarte feel to it. I'll explain what you mean. We are going to look at it in two different lightings and swatch it, and we're going to try it on and try a few different things with the blush. Okay, so first let's talk about the packaging. Super fun on these two products, which are the Rainforest Temptations Amazonian Clay Eye and Cheek Palette. Yes, I was reading there. I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything out on that long title. It is $39 and contains, as you will see here, warm shades in 12 different warm shades. In a circle, they have matte, shimmer, and sheen, and then one blush right there in the middle. Very pretty stuff. You'll see in my demo, I do take issue with the fact that it's in a circle. It's really cute for design. Not so great if you're distracted keeping your place, but you'll see what I mean. If we compare it to something fairly recent like the Tartelette Full Bloom palette, if you pick that up, this was a big release, literally and figuratively. And yes, some of the shades are a little bit similar, but they are not the same. I did not do a big swatch comparison. However, if something like that is important or necessary for you, well, just give me a shout out below or over on Instagram, and I will give you whatever swatch comparisons your little heart desires. I'm quite happy to do it because we do have, as you see, quite a few similar shades between those. Happy to do it, just let me know. Okay, but talking again about this little guy right here, I want to first, before we start talking about other things, I want to first go to a studio lighting swatch. So take a look at all 12 of these shades, and then there's a little space and you'll see the blush swatch. First, take a look at that in studio lighting right there. All 12 of those shades. I started at the very top with that kind of mustard shade and then went clockwise with the blush space and then the blush all the way at the end. We'll look at it in outdoor lighting in just a moment, but first I do want to show you our Tartelette Blush in Bloom. So also Tarte, but this is their Tartelette, but also Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. This is $35, which is interesting because you get $35 for these shades here and $39 for all of these. Of course, the pans are much bigger here, and on the screen below I will compare the amount that you get. I bet you they're similar because this is $35 and this is $39. This is also Amazonian Clay. I do not have an oily complexion, but Tarte does say that if you do, this kind of helps throughout the day when you're wearing it on your cheeks, kind of absorb some of those oils. That is not a situation I have encountered with normal to dry skin, but a lot of folks that I know tell me that with their oily complexions, this does help. Perhaps any powder blush would help. Might just be a gimmick, a marketing tool. But anyway, that is what they say. And this gives you 3 shades. This is only available in these 3 shades, so they didn't do more than one color story with this. And we have 3 different shades there, and I'm going to show you those in a moment. But first, let's also look at something that admittedly I bought for the packaging, and this is the $21 limited edition, because probably of the packaging, the Maracuja Juicy Lip Gloss, and it's got this cool snake around it, very Cleopatra-esque, and we will try that on as well. Plus I swatched it. So I left those, the Rainforest Temptations circular palette swatches on my arm, and then I added above it the 3 Tartelette Blush and Bloom shades, so take a look there. And then the squiggly one is the lip gloss, just so you can kind of see what that looks like. Let's take it outside into the warm California sunshine. Actually, it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit today, so let's rename it the hot California sunshine. So take a look at it outside and you can see me moving around a little bit. You get a little bit of some mood lighting there as I move my arm around and try to find somewhere where these little flecks of shade are not interfering with my swatches. I do find it at the end there. Stay with me, but it's kind of an atmospheric swatch today. But I wanted you to see it in sunshine, outdoor natural lighting. Helps it be a little bit more color correct, just a bit. These perform exactly the way you would think Tarte shades perform. No difference there. A little bit poofy with the powder in the air, but they're finely milled and there's no problem with it. They swatch the same and they act the same. If you like the Tarte formula, if you like the Tartelette Full Bloom, you will be aware of this formula and it performs the same. In terms of a scent, the blush has pretty much no scent and the eyeshadow has that same slight, you gotta look for it, slight vanilla sweetness that you would be familiar with in other Tarte palettes. The lip gloss, I'm doing this little portion for those of you who are scent averse or suffer from migraines or allergies. This has no scent, no peppermint tingle to it, no plumping properties or anything like that, no cinnamony feel. Maybe a slight vanilla scent that dissipates, but for the most part, these products are pretty much what you would call unscented, but of course check ingredient lists, or you can ask me specifically if you have something specific that you are allergic to. All right, let's give it a try. We're gonna make a look and we're gonna play around with the actual 4 blushes, if you count both of these, that we have between this two, and you'll get the look that you're seeing already right here. So stay right there. Okay, let's break into this little guy here. So pretty. I will put the shade names up on the screen for you so that I don't have to kind of squint in my bright lighting here to figure them out, and I can get them accurately reported for you. All right, I am going to start here with a BK Beauty 202 brush, and I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. I think it's called Tempt. My lighting didn't get in my way that time. And I'm just going to put it over the eye here just to kind of create a base. I'm going to put it a little bit more heavily into the crease because it's a little bit darker than my skin shade, which I'm fine with. Boy, this is a tough one. You got to find where you were. I will say that this circular presentation is super fun, but I'm going to have to pay attention because you got to go back and find exactly where you were. And you don't realize how much having things in traditional rows helps with that until you're working in a circle. So because it's a little bit darker, as I say before I interrupted myself, than my skin shade, I'm gonna put it on all over the lid and just also make it a tad bit darker into the crease. So I'm gonna put my hair back so you guys don't have to deal with that getting in the way. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to move to this BK 202. So that was the 201 before, actually. What was I thinking? Here is the 202, a little less fluffy. And I'm just going to kind of darken with sweeping and then circular motions in the corner, this shade right there. The shades are performing very well. Typical with Tarte, they're very powdery, but they're finely pressed. There's no problem with them. I think they're really actually quite pretty. And I'm going to switch here in the same shade. I'm going to switch to the BK Beauty 204. And I love this brush, by the way. Just kind of stick this just gently under the eye. That's a really pretty look. And this is almost more manageable than the Full Bloom palette, which was a Tartelette palette, but I actually also found is more of an accompanying palette, whereas this one really feels better standing on its own. Switching over to a BK Beauty 206, I'm going to put a little bit more color just on the side here, and we're going to go with, let's go here to this almost reddish, brickish color there. Lot of, I don't know if you can see the powder puffing up a little bit. That is common and nothing to worry about. It doesn't create fallout. It's not kind of a bad, that's actually really pretty. All right, let's get some of these with my finger here. Let's get some of these onto the lid. Let's see, I would have liked, you know what I'm kind of looking for? I'm kind of looking for a rosy shimmer shade, and I'm not seeing one because it's not there. So let's just go in with this, which is a little bit browner. That's this one right here, which is just a little bit kind of golden bronze, we should say. And will darken the look more than I had hoped to, but it's still very, very pretty. And then I'm going to go back to my 204 BK Beauty, right into this shade here, just for the inner corners. I'm okay that it has some of the other shadow a little bit on it. That's fine with me. And just under the eyebrow. I like this brush because it just fits under the lash line, under the brow so nicely. It's one of my favorites, actually, because it's the most useful. And let's lighten it with this shade here, also a metallic. There you go. Just a little bit more brightness and lightness. Very nice, actually. Very nice. Okay, before I go, I'm going to put on my mascara and stuff, but I just kind of want to use a bunch of these blushes in combo, but I thought what I could do is, you can see I'm kind of old-fashioned hand washing there. I just want to see what these blushes look like on, and I'm just going to do a big old stripe, which I know is silly, but that's okay. So there is the blush that comes with this palette right here. And then I also, we're spoiled for blush choices here today. So then I also have this. So I would love to mix these, but I'm just kind of curious. If I do these swatches, you saw them on my arm. If I just do these on my face, what do you like, guys? What do you like? And there is the blush that comes. What I would like to do is just kind of take them and kind of swirl around. So I have a BK 103 here, and I'm just going to swirl it. I don't mind, you know. I know I have still a big swipe of it on my face, but I just kind of wanted to see what happens if you just kind of mix them all up. So what I'll do is I'll go off camera and I'll get some eyeliner and some mascara on, and I'll fix this up and balance it and then let you know what I did. I was just kind of looking at all the colors, so stay right there. Okay, we're gonna now look at this Maracuja lip gloss, limited edition, one shade only. Love the packaging, love the color. Very comfy. Very easy to apply. Oh, that's pretty. You know what I like about it? No mint tingle. No, it still kind of looks plump because it's a gloss, but no weird tingle. No, you know, it's just a lip gloss. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. Kind of the Goldilocks of lip glosses, I'm going to call this. And I like that. If you prefer the thickest, goopiest Fenty-like shade, it might not be your thing. And if you prefer the thinnest, almost hourglass, it might not be your thing. It's right in the middle, and I think just right. This is a very nice gloss. And I'll let you know below here in editing how long it lasted. I'm assuming typical gloss, but we'll see. When I was off camera, how in the world did I fix that blush? Well, I actually kind of went with what I've been seeing a lot of lately, which I actually really like, kind of an ombre blush. Since I had three, I just kind of put this shade the lowest, because, as you saw with my finger, because it's almost the most bronzy. It is the most bronzy. This in the middle and this up at the top, and then I just kind of blended and I repeated that on the other side. So it kind of just gave me kind of that, as long as you blend it well, kind of that gradient blush. So that really worked for that. That was just for fun. You can, of course, just pick one shade. And I just dotted a little bit of this from the eye palette in the middle because I had it on this cheek anyway, but you know, certainly you would not have to use them together. I was just having fun. I think this is a really lovely work and travel palette. It's got a bunch of looks in one, every matte shade you could kind of want for a transition or crease, a nice amount of metallic shades, but I would have liked a rosy metallic shade. Can't have everything. And just kind of a nice amount of little glazy toppers. I think it's really pretty. And the design is fun and pretty. The price is right. The performance is similar to what you already know from Tarte and Tartelette palettes. And as you saw, the shades are kind of similar. Happy to do any comparisons that you might need over on Instagram. Just let me know. You know I'm happy to do it. And I am all for this lip gloss. I think it's a really pretty shade, super fun packaging, and super comfy. and feels really nourishing and really like a traditional lip gloss. So I am super, super pleased. What are your thoughts on Tarte lately? It's really interesting. To me, they're a really fun mid-level, high-end mid brand, and I enjoy reviewing them, and some people love seeing it and rely on them, and others just cannot get on board. So I would love to know your thoughts. I think they're fun. Definitely let me know, even if you disagree. I love the dialogue, so put those comments down there. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the fun we're having here, from high-end makeup like this all the way through the super duper luxury. I love it all. I can't get enough. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.